What do you gain by striking back? What do you truly win by wasting your energy on revenge? At first, it feels tempting. Someone hurt you, betrayed you, disrespected you, your blood boils, and you want them to feel the same pain you felt. But here's the truth: revenge doesn't free you, it chains you, because the moment you plot to hurt them back, you're still letting them control your thoughts, your emotions, your life. And a Stoic man refuses to give anyone that kind of power. This is the story of a man betrayed by someone he loved. Every part of him wanted to lash out, to make her regret what she did. He imagined the arguments, the comebacks, the scenes that would leave her broken. But then he remembered the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. And in that single line, he realized the truth. He didn't need revenge. He needed discipline. He needed control. He needed to rise above. Because when you stop seeking revenge, when you stop letting anger guide your hand, you unlock a deeper power. You become untouchable. You prove that no betrayal, no insult, no heartbreak can drag you down to the level of those who wronged you. And ironically, that is what cuts deepest. Not your words, not your actions, but your refusal to react at all. So remember this: the best revenge isn't to hurt them back. The best revenge is to live in such a way that their memory has no hold on you, their betrayal has no power over you, and their name no longer stirs your peace. That is freedom. That is Stoicism. That is victory. If you're ready to rise above anger, if you're ready to master yourself instead of chasing revenge, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I rise by letting go. Now, let's begin. Number 1, the illusion of revenge. Revenge feels powerful in the moment, but it's nothing more than an illusion. When someone hurts you, your first instinct is to strike back, to show them you're not weak. But here's the problem: every act of revenge keeps you tied to the very person you want to escape. You're still thinking about them. You're still planning around them. You're still letting them live rent-free in your mind. That's not power. That's slavery. The Stoics understood this trap clearly. Epictetus said, "Any person capable of angering you becomes your master." And isn't that exactly what revenge is? It's proof that they still control you. Your anger, your sadness, your need to retaliate, it all shows that they still own space in your heart. And the more you dwell on it, the more you suffer. You don't heal. You don't grow. You stay chained to the wound. From the perspective of dark psychology, revenge isn't just destructive, it backfires. Because when you lash out, you show them that you're still invested, still bothered, still broken. That feeds their ego. That gives them satisfaction. And instead of proving your strength, you prove your weakness. But when you refuse revenge, when you detach instead, you shatter the illusion. You show them you no longer need to respond. You've risen beyond the petty games. You've chosen peace over pettiness. And that, ironically, is the sharpest cut of all, because nothing haunts a person more than realizing they no longer have the power to disturb you. If you're ready to break the chains of anger, if you're ready to escape the illusion of revenge, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I refuse to be chained by anger. Number 2, Stoic control over emotion. The man who controls his emotions controls his life. Anger may feel powerful in the moment, but it's like fire. Uncontained, it burns everything in its path, including you. That's why the Stoics placed emotional control above all else. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. When betrayal hits, when heartbreak cuts deep, your emotions scream for revenge. You want to show her what she lost. You want to make her regret. But that's the trap. reacting out of anger only proves you've lost control. And the one thing a Stoic never surrenders is control of his own mind. Think of it this way: if she can make you lash out, she still owns you. If she can drag you into emotional chaos, she's still dictating your behavior. But when you master your response, when you breathe deeply and choose silence over fury, you reclaim your power. You show the world and yourself that no betrayal is stronger than your discipline. Dark psychology makes this even clearer. People expect a reaction. They expect anger, shouting, desperate attempts to fight for them. When you don't give that reaction, you disrupt their sense of control. They're forced to face a new reality. You are no longer under their influence. And nothing is more unsettling than realizing the person you thought you could control has slipped completely out of your grasp. That's why Stoic control isn't weakness. It's the highest form of strength. Because the man who can master his emotions doesn't just survive betrayal, he turns it into fuel for becoming untouchable. If you're ready to control your emotions instead of letting them control you, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My emotions obey me, not them. Number 3. Living well as the real revenge. The truth is simple. The best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's living so well that their memory fades into the background of your success. When someone betrays you, they expect you to crumble. They expect you to chase, to lash out, to show how broken you are without them. But when you rise instead, when you build yourself stronger, sharper, more disciplined, that's when the real impact is felt. The Stoics believed in this deeply. Marcus Aurelius taught, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Your enemy acts out of impulse. They betray, they manipulate, they disrespect. But you rise above. You don't mirror their weakness. You embody strength, and your life becomes proof that their actions didn't destroy you. Living well is devastating in the realm of dark psychology. Why? Because nothing eats at the human mind more than seeing someone they dismissed thrive without them. They expect your silence to mean sadness, your absence to mean loss. But when your absence is filled with growth, success, peace, and purpose, it haunts them. Your life becomes the reminder of what they no longer have access to. And the irony is, you don't even have to rub it in. Your existence does the talking for you. This isn't about making her jealous. This isn't about proving a point. This is about proving to yourself that you never needed revenge. You needed transformation. Because when you build a life so full, so strong, so powerful, you stop caring if she ever regrets losing you. Her regret is her burden. Your growth is your freedom. If you're ready to live well and let that be the only revenge you need, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My success is my answer. Number 4. Letting them face themselves. When you refuse revenge, when you step back in silence, you force them to face the one thing they can't escape, themselves. Revenge keeps you engaged. It gives them a reason to point the finger, to blame you, to justify what they did. But when you don't retaliate, when you don't chase, when you don't even acknowledge them, you remove all distractions. They are left alone with their own reflection, their own decisions, their own conscience. The Stoics knew this was the purest form of justice. Seneca said, "The punishment of the wise is to be left to their own devices." And that's exactly what happens when you choose no revenge. You hand them over to the reality they created. You give them no reaction, no closure, no drama to cling to. Their only companion is silence, and silence is a cruel mirror. Dark psychology explains this as the collapse of external validation. People do terrible things because they expect a reaction. They expect you to chase, to beg, to lash out, to prove you're still emotionally invested. That reaction feeds them, keeps them secure. But when you give them nothing, when you ghost, when you detach, the mind turns inward. Suddenly they can't avoid the truth. They're the reason for the silence. They're the architect of the loss. And that realization burns deeper than any words you could ever say. By letting them face themselves, you win twice. You protect your peace, and you let karma work without lifting a finger. Because eventually the mind punishes itself far more severely than you ever could. If you're ready to stop giving people the reaction they crave, if you're ready to let them sit with their own reflection, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. Their reflection is their punishment. Number 5. Pain as your teacher. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Betrayal, heartbreak, disappointment, these things cut deep. The natural reaction is to lash out, to inflict pain back, to make the other person feel what you felt. But that's not wisdom. That's slavery to emotion. The Stoics believed pain wasn't an enemy. It was a teacher, a forge, a fire that, if endured with discipline, would harden you into steel. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." That means your heartbreak, your betrayal, your disappointment, it's not blocking your path. It is the path. Revenge wastes that pain, but discipline transforms it. Because when you let pain teach you instead of control you, you gain resilience no betrayal can ever break. Dark psychology reveals another truth. When people hurt you, they expect you to break. They expect weakness. They expect emotional collapse. But when you don't, when you rise instead, when you channel that pain into strength, they feel it, and it unsettles them. Because the wound they tried to inflict became the very force that made you untouchable. That is power. That is the reversal of the game. Revenge keeps you focused on them, but pain, if you let it, keeps you focused on you, on your growth, on your transformation, on becoming the kind of man who no longer fears betrayal because he knows he can survive it. Pain is not your punishment. Pain is your professor. And once you learn its lesson, you'll never see heartbreak the same way again. If you're ready to let pain teach you instead of break you, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. Pain is my teacher. Number 6. Detachment over reaction. The world expects you to react. They expect anger, jealousy, desperation. They expect you to lash out, to prove you're still invested, to show that they still have power over you. But the man who chooses detachment shatters that expectation. He doesn't scream, he doesn't beg, he doesn't seek revenge. He simply walks away with calm resolve, and that calm is more unsettling than any outburst could ever be. The Stoics made detachment their foundation. Epictetus taught, "We suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgment about them." That means betrayal itself is not what breaks you, it's your reaction to it. And when you choose detachment, you choose not to suffer. You deny them the satisfaction of seeing you crumble. You refuse to give away your peace for the price of their recognition. Dark psychology calls this the power of indifference. Nothing destabilizes the human mind more than being ignored. Because attention, whether love or anger, still feeds connection. But indifference starves it. It sends a message louder than revenge ever could. You are no longer worth my energy, and that truth cuts deeper than any insult. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care more about yourself than about punishing them. It means your dignity outweighs your desire for retaliation. It means you've elevated beyond the game entirely, and when you master this, you become untouchable, because nothing anyone does can pull you out of your center. If you're ready to starve the chaos with indifference, if you're ready to choose detachment over reaction, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. Detachment is my power. Number 7. The mirror of regret. Regret is a punishment you never have to deliver. It delivers itself. When you refuse revenge, when you choose silence and detachment instead, you hand them over to the most relentless judge they'll ever face, their own mind. At first, they may dismiss you, they may laugh, they may brag, they may act as if they've moved on. But over time, reality catches up. The mirror doesn't lie, and in that mirror, they begin to see the truth of what they lost. The Stoics understood this. Seneca said, "He who does wrong is the first to suffer." That suffering doesn't always appear immediately. Sometimes it creeps in at night, in memories, in quiet moments, when the distractions fade. The little things they once overlooked, your presence, your loyalty, your steadiness, suddenly come back sharper in absence. That's the mirror of regret. From the lens of dark psychology, regret is even more powerful than guilt. Guilt can be justified away, but regret? Regret festers because it can't be undone. The human brain hates permanence. When they realize they can't rewind, can't take back their choices, can't reclaim what they lost, the regret becomes a constant echo, and the more you thrive in silence, the louder that echo grows. But here's the beauty. You don't have to orchestrate any of this. You don't chase, you don't seek validation, you don't need to prove a point. Their regret is their burden, not your responsibility. And by letting them face it alone, you remain free. If you're ready to stop being their lesson and let the mirror of regret do the work, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. Their regret is my silence. Number 8. The strength of self-mastery. The strongest man is not the one who can destroy others. It's the one who can master himself. Revenge promises strength, but it's actually weakness disguised as power. Because when you react in anger, you're admitting that your emotions control you. True Stoic strength is the opposite. It's self-mastery. The man who owns his thoughts, owns his discipline, owns his actions, cannot be broken by anyone. Marcus Aurelius lived by this truth. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength that means your victory is never about what they do. It's about what you choose. They can betray, they can lie, they can disrespect, but they cannot touch your inner fortress unless you open the gate. And every time you choose restraint over reaction, silence over chaos, dignity over revenge, you reinforce those walls. From a dark psychology perspective, this mastery is devastating to those who wronged you, because nothing unsettles a person more than realizing they cannot provoke you. They may try to push your buttons, to lure you into drama, to get one last reaction. But when you remain calm, composed, indifferent, it shows them a truth that cuts deeper than revenge ever could. You're beyond their reach. Self-mastery doesn't just protect you, it elevates you. It turns pain into discipline, betrayal into wisdom, and heartbreak into clarity. It makes you stronger than any setback and untouchable by anyone's opinion. That is why the best revenge is no revenge, because the man who masters himself never needs to fight battles beneath him. If you're ready to rise above and claim the strength of self-mastery, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I master myself, not others. Number 9. Building your higher self. Revenge wastes time. Every thought you spend plotting, every ounce of energy you pour into anger keeps you chained to the past. But when you let go, when you choose no revenge, you free that energy to build something far greater, your higher self. Instead of spending nights replaying what she did, you spend them leveling up. Instead of chasing closure, you chase growth. Instead of staying stuck in the story of betrayal, you write a new chapter of transformation. The Stoics lived for this. Epictetus, who was born a slave, didn't waste his life on resentment. He used his suffering to rise into one of history's greatest philosophers. He showed the world that it's not what happens to you, but what you become through it that defines your worth. And you can do the same. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, every loss can be turned into the foundation of your higher self, if you refuse to let anger distract you. Dark psychology reveals the irony here. Nothing devastates someone more than seeing you become untouchable without them. They expected to break you. They expected you to stay wounded. But instead, you built yourself into someone greater, someone stronger, sharper, more disciplined than they ever imagined. That transformation isn't just healing, it's haunting, because it shows them you never needed revenge, you needed growth. Building your higher self means committing to the man you're meant to become, your body sharper, your mind calmer, your spirit unshakable. And when you live in that higher state, you no longer think about proving anything to anyone. You simply embody the proof. That's the greatest response. That's the ultimate triumph. If you're ready to stop wasting energy on the past and start building your higher self, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I build myself higher every day. Number 10. The final victory. The best revenge is no revenge, because the moment you stop seeking it, you've already won. Revenge ties you to them. It keeps you thinking, plotting, waiting for their downfall. But when you choose peace instead, when you rise above and let go, you cut the cord completely. You're no longer chained to their actions. You're free. That is the final victory. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." And that is the truth every Stoic lived by. They understood that freedom doesn't come from punishing others. It comes from mastering yourself. Your peace, your discipline, your growth are all the proof you'll ever need. While they remain stuck in their games, you move forward. While they carry the weight of their choices, you carry nothing but strength. From the lens of dark psychology, this victory is crushing, because those who wronged you expect a fight. They expect anger. They expect you to stay entangled in their chaos. But when you give them nothing, no revenge, no attention, no energy, you leave them with the one thing they can't escape: regret. And regret is a weight that grows heavier the longer silence lasts. But here's the ultimate truth. You don't even care anymore. Their regret isn't your goal. Your freedom is. And when you live fully, grow daily, and walk with unshakable peace, you realize they never had the power to break you in the first place. That is the real revenge. That is the final victory. If you're ready to embrace peace as your ultimate strength, if you're ready to walk away from revenge forever, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below, "My peace is my victory." At the end of it all, revenge is just a chain. It keeps you tied to the very people who don't deserve another second of your life. But when you choose no revenge, when you walk the Stoic path of discipline, silence, and growth, you step into a freedom most men never find. You no longer chase justice. You are justice. You no longer seek to hurt. You rise so high above that their betrayal becomes irrelevant. Think about what you've seen here. The illusion of revenge, the control of your emotions, the power of detachment, the mirror of regret, and the strength of self-mastery. Each of these isn't just a concept, it's a weapon not used against others, but forged within yourself. Because the truth is, the best revenge isn't watching them suffer, it's living so well that you forget they even existed. That's Stoicism. That's freedom. That's victory. So let them talk, let them doubt, let them wonder. While they remain stuck in the storms they created, you'll be walking in silence, in strength, in peace. And there is no greater revenge than that. If you're ready to let go, if you're ready to rise above and live as proof that peace is stronger than anger, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below, "I rise above revenge." Thanks for watching, Stoic Soldier. We'll see you in the next one.